This is a Kurapika X listener fanfiction written by me, Gingerly, titled My Imperfect Princess. Chapter 9 YN's POV. It's been a few weeks since I was attacked, and I noticed a change in me. I constantly want to be around Kurapika, even if it's not possible. I don't understand why, but he makes me feel sick. Well, but in a good way. He makes me feel like there's a lump in my throat and butterflies in my stomach. I don't understand his feeling, but I was going to ask him today. Ask him what he was doing to me. Why did I feel this way? And what game is this? Was he playing a game on me? As I want to understand it, or might have wanted it gone, when I heard someone softly knocking on the door before it opened to reveal the man I was just thinking of. "Good morning, my lady. You have awoken. I hope you had a nice rest. Today's schedule is free, and I was going to go meet up with my friends. Would you like to come with me?" he said, making me pause as I thought for a moment before nodding my head in agreement to go. As I soon got out of bed, I felt my feet lose balance as it hit the floor, causing me to fall before I was pulled into a familiar person's grasp, holding me up, not letting me hit the ground. "Are you alright, my lady? If you're not feeling well, we can always stay in." I got up, shaking my head as a sign of no, knowing that I had questions to ask him, letting myself out of his grasp before walking to the restroom. I stood in the restroom getting ready for the day. A rather beautiful red dress that had an over-the-shoulder look. It also came with a black corset and a pair of matching boots and gloves. After getting the outfit on, I tied my hair into a lovely braid crown, ended with a braided rose bun at the back of my head. Putting on my gloves, I walked out of the restroom, seeing Kurapika was no longer in the room. I took out the hair stick that Killua gave me, using it to stabilize the rose before walking out of the room, holding nothing but a bag. "Let's go," I said with no hesitation as I left the room, walking out the halls to see Kurapika standing right there, causing my heart to skip a beat, almost as if time had stopped. Staring at his beautiful eyes, I couldn't help it but stare. For some reason, he intrigued me. But I pushed the thought to the back of my head as he looked at me. "Lady YN, are you alright?" I nodded, following him down to the lobby as I thought how I'll tell him. "Sorry, we'll be walking. Neon took the last of the cars with your father." He apologized as I shook my head and said, "No, it's fine. I actually prefer walking whenever I'm in York New City, so don't worry about it. I'm okay with it." He nodded at this as we continued making our way to the nearby park, when he suddenly stopped moving, looking down at his phone when it started ringing. As the caller's number caught my eye, I recognized it. It's father's. Before Kurapika asked, "Give me a moment, please." Answering the call, "Sir," he said sternly before I heard the other line scream at him, while he pulled the phone away from his ear before talking to the person. If you haven't heard me the first time, let me say it again. So, I quit, and I'm taking your daughter with me, and you're not to pay me with anything, as I'll like to see her happy, unlike you. And maybe let's just go with she shall be my pay. At first, my face heated up at the sentence, but as I thought about it, oh, I guess he likes neon, huh? I mumbled as I looked around as something caught my eye. A white, fluffy haired person and green spiky hair. My eyes widened at this as I ran over quickly, jumping onto Killua, knowing full well it was him. He looked back to see me. I felt so happy to see him, as he was my favorite little brother in a sense. When I got up, I saw Kurapika walking over holding something. I looked over at Killua as he saw I was wearing the hairstick he gave me. As Kurapika sat down on the blanket, he spoke. It's been a while, hasn't it? The three other boys laughed at his statement, nodding as well. We spent the whole day talking, eating, and playing around. But during the evening, Kurapika asked me on a walk with him, and I agreed. But a few minutes into the walk, I looked at him and said, I need to tell you something. He nodded as we stopped underneath a tree to be shaded from the world. When he gestured for me to speak, I don't know how to say this. It's just that this feeling, and it's weird. I don't know it. I only feel it when I'm around you, and I don't know what's going on. I just don't understand. Why is there a lump in my throat and my stomach turns from just some reason, but it's good feeling. How are you making me always want to be around you and hear you? How? I heard your conversation earlier, and I guess that I guess what I'm trying to say is uh, I like you. I don't know how to explain it, but I stopped as an overwhelming feeling of emotion caved over me and caused me to faint. In the darkness I was used to, but for the first time, there was light. A little girl crying there, mumbling, I'm scared, over and over again when I noticed that was me, or at least some part of me, I think. As I walked over, I looked at her and hugged her, saying, What's wrong? She looked at me, her eyes red and puffy, Tears stood dripping down her face while saying, It's you. That's what's wrong. You haven't you you haven't accepted me as a part of you yet. And it's so sad and lonely here. Why did you leave me alone? I was shocked at this, as it was my first time ever thinking, can I help her? Will it make me selfish? No, she's not me, but she is me. Or, no, she needs help. I can help her. So, I should. I should help her. I hugged her as I felt the light fill up the space around us. I'll accept you, and I'll never leave you. I'll never let you be alone ever again, I said as soon as I felt my eyes fluttered open to see Kurapika with a worried look on his face as he hugged me before I noticed. Behind Kurapika was Gon, Killua, and Leariel. And before I knew it, I was smiling. Before looking at Killua, I can feel again, I said with a smile on my face as tears ran down my cheeks. When unexpectedly, a pair of warm and soft lips crashed into mine, causing my eyes to widen before softening, closing, as I soon melted into the soft yet sweet kiss. Before he pulled away, saying, I love you, my lady. I loved you for a while now. My brain suddenly stopped, as it thought, for someone to love me when I was in that state. It made me feel so happy. And I just couldn't understand it. I simply looked at him, putting a hand onto his cheek and pulling his forehead to mine. I love you too. As he pulled me into a hug and whispered into my ear, my imperfect princess, I'll always love you, no matter rain or shine. Hey my little creamers, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I just wanted to say I hope there wasn't any mistakes there. And besides that, I hope you guys are all ready for the Reacts listener behind the scenes. And I just wanted to say I hope you like this series. There's also a bonus part coming out on Monday, so stay tuned for that if you're just here for the series. But if you're not, maybe consider. Okay, besides that, I hope you like the series, and this is where we should say bye-bye to the series. And I hope you all had an amazing run on this series and enjoyed it. And yeah, thank you so much for watching the series, and bye my little creamers. Hope you have a good day or night. The caretaker is for all intents and purposes their mother. Though they have no blood relations, they spend most of their waking time together. But they're not siblings. Playing in the field every day, filled with the little happy things in life. This is Gracefield House, an orphanage, or so we thought. Doubt. Age 11, type 1. Answer every question within 10 seconds. Norman, Ray, Emma, NYN. Perfect scores. Do you remember? Do you remember anything about yourself before the accident? If I told him? No, I need to make the perfect plan first and leave this place. We didn't make it. No, you're lying. Hey YN, what do you need? Man, just when I thought things were going as planned, you're quite the softie. So I assumed that I could get away with deceiving you guys for a little longer. But it seems like you found me out a lot faster than I anticipated. Yet not fast enough. You're right. I'm Mom's spy. Since when did you suspected me? Is that the recipe for the cookie that you used to make everyone? You'll never know anything about being human. I'm sorry, YN. Reporting for duty, Madam Isabella. They're not the same. They know. You idiot! Shut up! No, I won't let go! Untuk menang, kita mesti ada pengamanan. Betul tak? YN, no, please don't do this! Please, YN! I'm sorry, Ray.